Hello there, YouTube. This is your tycooners Steve, welcoming you to another episode of, well, I guess it's not really a series. We're just kind of doing some random exhibits throughout our planet zoo here. Today we're going to be showing you how to build this rather large reptile house. It's going to come complete with 14 exhibits on the inside, one habitat, which we have for a Nile monitor, and then on the outside we also built this exhibit here for our Komodo dragon. So if you're looking to put some reptiles into your zoo, this is going to be a great plan to follow. I'm not going to delay. We're going to go right ahead and into the build mode, and I'll show you how I did this. So I figured at this point was a good time to kind of slow down in the process and kind of show you the blueprint before I go in and like put in all the exhibits and put it on the roof and make it tough to see. So we're going to go ahead and just take the sky view here. Well, here we can walk through the entrance. So you can see for the entrance what we've done is just kind of left one wall open. We've got the 4x4 and then we've got a slightly higher, so this is actually 6 meters high. We floated the two rope. But we should be able to go in here. Let me kind of go down a bit so I'm more at guest level. And we go in here and we be able to zigzag like that. I like to put in that zigzag at the front because it blocks the view of the inside from guests going in, so you have to kind of enter it to see. And then once we get in here, you can see, I'll zoom up so you can see, we have, this model is going to allow you to have 14 exhibits and a small habitat in it. That's how it's set up. So I will go ahead and give you the sky view. You can see that we've got this sort of just a pathway here that's too wide. We've gone ahead and covered up, it's a regular pathway, we've gone ahead and covered it up with the Indian theme design. And then we've got a lot of guest or staff pathways that I've just gone ahead and covered with the cement. Not all of them, I need to put cement down the middle here, I'm realizing. But we've got a couple of structures up front here. Let's go ahead and show you that. Basically, in here, you can kind of really see the grid with this roof. But coming off of the doorway here, what I'm thinking of is the exit door, there's going to be an actual doorway for our, and put the door in, but that's going to allow our staff to get in here. It's going to give them access to these two exhibits we have up front. So it's a 5 wide wall. I'm sorry, it's a 7 wide wall. What I did was I recessed one wall in by 1 meter, put up a generic sign there in that recessed area, one flat wall, an exhibit, flat wall, exhibit, flat wall, and then a recessed wall with signage. And oh, you can actually see this is sinking through the floor because we've got the fake floor. In fact, it's making their feet sink through the floor, so I need to lower the actual the floor covering that we have on here, because it's obviously, it's not causing hitbox issues, everything will still work, but you can kind of see people's ankles sinking in, and that's no bueno. So note to self, we'll go back and do that. I mentioned that this was a slightly higher roof. The main reason I wanted the roof for the main area to be slightly higher is because I've put on the guest keeper area in the back here, which is going, I'm going to keep that just at a 4 meter. So it's going to be kind of delineated. I did extend the roof for the main area. You can see it's going to go over here, but it's going to be flat on the inside, and then we're going to put another roof on top here. So it'll look like the area where our keepers are going is lower than the actual building itself. It's just kind of give the building a little bit of character. Speaking of our guest keeper area, what you need to do, again, I'll zoom out. You see we have our main pathway in here. This is going to be the door the staff can come in. Once they come in, we're going to have this hallway down here. This hallway is going to be able to fit in 1, 2, 3, 4 exhibits. You can see I've just left gap now. I haven't purchased them because exhibit boxes are expensive, so I need to build up the cash. But there's going to be able to put 4 exhibits on this side. You're also going to have another pathway that just kind of zigs around the building here, and then it gives you another 4 exhibits here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably saw it as I was building. I know, in fact, I know you saw this building. I talked about it. There's going to be a door here that's going to let the keepers in, and that's going to be another 4 exhibits. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see them. I've already filled in those exhibits just to start generating some cash, and because I wasn't sure about the hitboxes, I wasn't sure it would work with the pathways there. You saw as I built it how I had to leave these kind of empty areas just to make sure that there wasn't any problems with the path. So you can see here, there's this loop around. Here is the habitat. The habitat is just a very, very, you can see here, if I hit edit barrier, I'll highlight it all so you can see it. It's a very, very simple, just a perfect square. I've got a null fence going through most of it. This is all null fence that's being covered by the cement walls. And then we've put a glass fence up front here for our guest viewing. I'm gonna, whoops. Actually kind of want to just move this to more of the middle, try to get that perfectly in the 2. And obviously we had to have it just off the ground. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Got ahead and put the gate here, and then I built a little box around the gate. Now this is all, I just built this path all on a grid, so this just thinks this is a 4-way draft, and then we've got a little um, walls around it, just to make it look like the Nile monitors can't accidentally get out if somebody leaves this door a little bit ajar, or if they try to, like, somebody opens the door and they make a bolt for it. That can't happen. So obviously, we don't want that to happen. Oop. Now I've messed with the fence and taken it off. I had it real good, like right on there. I might Control-Z it just to get it back and then work on it later. Either way, it's going to work just fine. I'll play around with it a little bit. But there, I wanted to pause just... oh, I should point out what I've got back here in the staff area. So along here, I do have a small staff room. Here I've built in just a little power generator. This is just like one path in, and then we put the generator there and built the little walls around it. And then I've got 3 small animal keeper huts. You don't actually probably need 3. 1 would be sufficient for this. But I just like the idea of having multiple doors there. It's going to get a little more interesting. And of course, we've got a lot of decorating to go through before we're done. But like I said, I'm pausing here just so I can show you a full layout. I'm going to zoom out here so you can really see it and what's going on. Keep in mind that these are all like this right here. This wall is the 4x4. So if you need to measure anything out, these are all 4x4s. So you can figure out that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the back there. So 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 5. So that should give you a general idea of what's going on here. And now let's go ahead and get back to building. All right, we've finished the build, so we're going to go ahead now and do just a walkthrough so you can kind of see what the completed exhibits and habitats look like here. So let's go ahead and go into the zoo. Excuse me, everyone frozen in time here. We're going to go past the ticket booth. This is the barge tapir you saw in an earlier episode. We're going to go past here, down this path here. Here's the lemurs exhibit, which I'm still tuning up, so you're not going to see it quite yet. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm going to keep that lemurs. But you can see here is the back of the Komodo dragons exhibit, and we can start to see the reptile house. I'm going to go down this main pathway here. Oops, I need to cut the grass there. Note to self, cut the grass. But we'll go past this little seating area we have here with the gulpy sodas and a couple benches. We got our first signage for the Komodo dragons. So we'll turn around here. I don't know if you can see him from here. He tends to hide more. Yeah, he's hiding way back there in his shelter area, which makes sense. We actually just got past a snowstorm, so he's probably still trying to stay warm and cold and out of the snow. We built this area. I think I'm not even going to show you this on camera because it's not really germane to what's going on, but I'll show you a quick. We've got a little bathroom and a place where there's an information sign, a Looney Balloons, chef beef, and a gulpy. So we can get all of our guests very, very happy. But we are here to see the reptile house for the main part. So I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. Try to get, try to get guest height. See, we've got enter, we've got reptile house here. I've got these two snake statues. There's a cobra head that you can put on. It comes from the India content. I left the cobra off because I don't have any cobras in the reptile house. I felt that was false advertising. But just having sort of these coily snake objects up front I thought was a good setting the mood kind of thing. So you can see there's the exit there. We've got these archways going in. Oh, then I floated over to the Komodo dragons exhibit. I'll let you see that a little bit better here. So you can see I put up another signage, and I put in 2 viewing areas. Through here real quick. I built this little hut as the entrance for the keepers, just to match up with the hut we've built for the viewing areas for the lemurs. Again, I haven't shown you that yet. I apologize. Once I get everything working there and the lemurs are all happy, you can see it. I've actually gotten mostly fixed. But you can see here's a keeper area. I've left this door open. I'll probably put a gate there if I want to make this a little bit more interactive. But as we swing around here, you can see that there's the exit to the Komodo dragon. And we'll go out here. It's a pretty simple, basic exhibit I built up. Here, this is actually a hard shelter. I just put the hard shelter down, and then I put 2 walls on it and the roof on top. And then I just kind of merged it with the little keeper hut. So that way we have that area there. And then I put up a wall of bamboo just to block off guests coming through from trying to peer over. Shouldn't be an issue. Made a little raised area, painted the raised area of the rock, and put a feeder bag there to encourage the Komodo dragon to jump up there. So it'll be pretty cool. There's a blood pumpkin that we have to replace from time to time. Like I said, just real simple. I didn't want to overdo it with the shrubbery here. If it has stress issues, we might end up putting some more foliage, but the Komodo dragons tend not to have that, as my experience, and they seem perfectly happy with what they have coverage-wise. So that should be very good. Let's not delay anymore. We're going to go ahead and go inside the entrance to the reptile house. So we'll go through. I did that little zigzag thing I like to do, so we have that entrance. Oh, somebody's leaving trash on the ground. I'll have to call the keeper in here. Maybe throw a bin or 2 in this area. But you can see here's this first wall. We went ahead and put those painted symbols on the side because they're kind of plain. This is the door that's going to take the keepers into that middle area where they have 4 exhibits they can take care of. So we just want to kind of put a fancy door there. Again, that door comes from the Indian pack, and I like it a lot because it fills out the frame a little bit more. As we turn around here, we have 2 exhibits. I'm going to have to pull that wall up. Why are they in there? That's interesting. What's going on here? Oh, I must have a guest path there. All right, that's an actually simple fix. Because what we'll do is we'll window those 2 sides. Is this us? Yeah, so that seems to be done. So we'll window those 2 sides, and that'll just make it so the guests know they can't see through it, and it'll stop prompting them from looking through. And either way, you can't see them looking through, so it's going to be a double win for us. Not close. We want that on 3D facade. Okay. So we do have 2 spiders here. If you're going to build in this, pro tip, make sure that if you're putting the light in, make sure the lights for any inside area are set to on instead of automatic. If they're automatic, they'll turn on when it's dark outside, but they won't be always lit, and since you're blocking out the sunlight, it's not going to be as bright as it could be. So you want to go ahead and turn that on. I've already done it on the rest of theirs. I just left those ones unblocked purposely so I could show it. The people peeking through the glass, that was a mistake. You can see we've gone ahead. I went with this, even though we don't have bees, I picked that signage just so we could have more insects in there. For insects, just a pro tip, they tend to breed a lot and very quickly. And because of that, they will really, really mess up their exhibits. You can see that snail crawling up there. That's kind of cool. But they will make their exhibits so messy that they're constantly having health issues. So what you want to do, what I've learned to do, is let them go ahead and breed 1 generation. After that, I go ahead and put them all on birth control so they can't keep breeding. And I take their young and I move them to the trade center. So that way, when they pass, because they have relatively short lifestyles, you have to replace them a lot. Let that first generation pass, then put the young in, let them breed, take them out, and that way you're controlling, so there's only one generation or one breeding cycle in at a time. That way you're not having to constantly buy new insects, but you're also not constantly overwhelming your exhibits and making them too dirty. So as we're moving around here, we can see that this is going pretty well. Where is the rattlesnake? I don't even see him. Of course, that makes it even more true. Oh, he's actually down below. Can you see him there in the little... Here, let me drop this so we have more view. You can see he's gone into the little tunnel, so you can see him there. But as we round the corner here to our exhibit, we've got... Yeah, I do need to definitely put some trash bags in, or garbage bags in here. Garbage bags. Garbage bins and recycle bins. But we've got these 3 entertainment signs, 2 benches. And so it's very important. I'll point out... This is not a null fence up here against this glass facade. This is still glass. I did that. If you put the null fence in for some reason, if you put null fence in glass, for some reason the Nile monitor can crawl out and attack people. You don't want that. So make sure, sorry for bumping the mic, make sure that you keep this as a glass fence, even if you're putting a glass facade up front. Can we see the Nile monitor? He must be around the corner here. Yeah, he likes to hang out in this area a lot, so... That's why we kind of put the food thing and the feeder out here just to kind of entice him more. And we put, you can see one of his toys out here to kind of entice him to go in the water. People like it when he goes in the water, but they have a clear view there, so you get good reviews anyway. Also took the time to put in that glass skylight above his main area, just so he could have natural light all the time. Got to make it a little more realistic. Since he is the main attraction in here, he gets the big paddock. This paddock is just barely big enough for them, so if you're going to follow this design, make sure that you don't do anything bigger than an aisle monitor, and make sure that you don't put more than 1 in. But we'll continue to go around here. Putting those columns in gave a lot of definition to this. It feels more like it's not just a random thing. Where is Mr. Boa Constrictor? I'm trying to show you all of them. But most of them I've been able to find pretty quick, except Mr. Boa. Huh. Don't see him. Well, comment in the comments below if you can find the boa constrictor. Pretty sure he's in here somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, we go around the corner here. We do have 2 exhibits on this side, like the other one, and 4 exhibits going down this side. So guests are walking down, giving lots of exhibits. Let me show you. You can see that individually, they're only getting, very minimal money, but they're so cheap to buy that they've almost paid off, at least the iguanas. So it shouldn't take too long, and reptiles fairly long-lived. So unlike the bugs, which you have to keep replacing, this one's much cheaper and much safer. I'm going to show you all the exhibits here so you can get a look. Hello, yep, there I see him. That one was pretty easy. How about you, Mr. Puff Adder? Yep, there you are. I see you there. And oh, you're pretty easy to find too. Oh, you're the Puff Adder. A mea culpa. Well, mea culpa. You were the Puff Adder, and you are the common Death Adder. Okay, so they're both adders. I just had the wrong one listed. I think that's it. I'm just going to kind of give you a view of these guys too, so you can see the iguana. Oh yeah. Okay. Do you see him? Let me see if we can make this a better angle for you. He's pretty well hidden, but he's in there. You can see him. And you should be our Gila monster, who is totally not hiding from me. Gila monster. He's not in the caves, right? No, I wouldn't think a Gila monster would be. Oh, I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's pretty well hidden, actually. But he's there. You can see him. And that's really all you need to know. So this is a really good large exhibit. You can see it's been very good financially for my zoo. If you looked at the beginning when we were first building, I was struggling to keep about 20,000, and now 76,000. This has been a massive increase in the amount of money coming in. And that's also because, we put in a new shopping center and everything. And, there's more drawing people in here to purchase the vague things we have. Oh, let me take you through I did not take you through the Zookeeper area. Let me take you through that so you can see it. So we do have a little facade here, just to keep guests off the Zookeeper path. But, of course, we have the privilege to go inside. And once you get inside, just a zigzaggy path that'll take you right back here. These windows are the back of a small keeper break room. Go through the door. And we've got these 3 keeper huts. Again, probably not necessary to have 3 here, but I just thought it was more interesting to have more doors. I wish, the one pack I wish there was like just like medical equipment and cabinets and things. We go through this door here, and we can find very quickly that that's our water treatment area. We need that because the Nile monitor does need a rather large source of water, so we got to keep that safe. And of course, if we floop around, woo! You can see I just put some benches there just to give something in here. That's the entrance, of course, to our keeper break room. Here is the entrance to the back of those 4 exhibits on the north side of the thing. And here is the door that will take us to our power grid, so that we have power for all of those exhibits. And that's basically it. Like I said, it's a large building. It's not the most interesting to look top down. I'll agree with that once you put the roof on. And you can put a different style of roof because I do have the lower ceiling for our guest. But I think it's a pretty good design. It's really a design that's based more on efficiency than kind of prettiness. Although I did my best to kind of at least make the facade up front to look entertaining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to keep track of, I don't want to call this a series because I'm just kind of building a zoo and then randomly going through. Oh, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer these kind of videos where I actually show you the build and it takes a little bit longer? Or do you prefer the kind of videos where I just do the exhibit off camera and then I walk you through it and kind of give you some tips and pointers about how I did it? I'm perfectly happy doing it either way, so just let me know. Whatever content you prefer, that's the content we'll go with. Other than that, I want to thank you for joining me today. This has been Zoo Tycooner Steve. Bye. Yeah, bye.